Hello, hello. We're going live. We're doing an impromptu tarot reading because you know what? Saturn is going retrograde in the sign of Aries today. My baby is asleep, and we're just going to hope that she stays asleep so I can give you all this reading. If you are tuning in live, go ahead and leave comments if you have any questions. I'd be happy to pull a card for you. So I really want to stay more consistent with this. I am loving the ability to go live, and I am getting used to Twitch and YouTube Live. But yeah, drop any questions you might have in the comments and I'll pull you a card. And oh my gosh, hi Alex. Thank you for your interest and I can't wait to meet with you as well. And if you have any questions, I'm pulling tarot cards. So, you can just give like one word. It doesn't have to be like super detailed and I can just give you a little hint or guidance. Yeah, Saturn's going retrograde today in Aries, cosmic BFD, and that's going to shift our commitments, our relationships, who we're committed to, what we're committed to, and it's a time to reflect on your own boundaries, your limits, and kind of where you have eased up a little bit too much. How can you reassert yourself? Where do you need to say no? Today, you might get like louder clues into that story. Saturn stays retrograde for quite some time, and we're not going to feel it the whole entire time. Similar to a Mercury retrograde, it's going to be different. So, you really only feel the intensity when the outer planets, Saturn, for example, goes retrograde, the day it goes retrograde, and the day it stations direct. Now, Saturn did enter the sign of Aries at the end of May. So I think May 26th. So you might also feel like similar themes and topics from around that time are coming up. And I'm going to let you know when Saturn goes direct because I forgot. And that's important. Oh, okay. Valentine's Day of next year. Okay. So today specifically, we are feeling themes and topics that are going to be tethered to whatever unfolds on February 14th of next year. Okay, fun fact. Okay, Alex, love life. Let's see. Just gonna pull a few cards and see what the vibes are. And Avi will probably go into more depth in this when I meet with you and do your reading. We'll see what comes up then. Okay, these aren't really like the most intense, lovey-dovey, flirty cards coming through. So I'm wondering if you are focused on work right now, or if you are focused on a specific goal, or maybe if you've been overthinking things in your love life. The Queen of Wands does come through and she's very confident and embodied. So this kind of I think that this is your energy. This is strong, grounded, confident. Or if you're not feeling this way, it's very important to focus on what you want and sticking with it. Okay. We have the Page of Swords coming through, which is also all about your mind, ideas, the way that you speak to yourself. Are you sticking and embodying your actions? When you say what you want, are you going after that type of person? Are you sticking with the boundaries that you want to set for yourself? Um, I think there might be some sort of disconnect between what you are craving and desiring and then fully choosing to embody it. So that could just be a little reassurance to do so. But then we have the Three of Pentacles, which comes through, which to me is very much like a collaborative card, working together. If you are seeking love, I would say like third spaces. So going to events, mingling with friends, like you never know who is going to put you in touch with someone. We are coming up on retrograde season. So we're in the midst of pre-retrograde shadow period for Mercury and Leo. So if you're already kind of thinking about exes or hearing from exes, like that could be a vibe. That could be something that happens or comes through. But yeah, those are the three cards that pulled out. Aha. Okay. Okay. So boundaries. And that's perfect for today. Saturn is going retrograde. And Saturn is the planet of boundaries. It is the furthest planet from Earth that we're able to see with our visible eyes. And so it has this association with limits and boundaries. And that's why anytime if you listen to my daily horoscopes, if there's like a Saturn transit, I'm always talking about boundaries. And it's also about structure. So this is a perfect theme to ruminate on today. Don't try to come up with all of the solutions, or you don't have to be an excellent boundary setter by the end of the day or within the next 24 hours by any means. Like, go easy on yourself. But maybe journal about it. Maybe make a list of where you have set boundaries and enforce them and how that's felt. And then maybe where you want to set boundaries but have struggled with it. And if you can identify a blocker or a fear or what type of resistance you feel when you visualize yourself setting that boundary, I don't know, maybe that's like a fun little exercise to do. Okay. I hope that has been helpful. And I'm looking forward to connecting with you more very, very soon. Okay. I'm going to do a generic poll. And again, it looks like 2 more people have joined. Oh my gosh. If you have questions, drop one word in the chat and I'll pull a card or some cards for you. But for now, I'm going to start out with a generic reading. But yeah, if you have any questions, the oracle is open. But let's see what's the collective vibe? What does everybody need to know right now? Make sure my baby is still asleep. Oh, great. She's snoozing. Excellent. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. This makes sense. The collective is heavy right now. Okay. That's no surprise. We are in the midst of like full on fascism. Okay. There are many reasons to be heartbroken. There's a lot of grief in the world and we're all interconnected. So whether you are feeling it affect you personally or a loved one, or you're tied into, you just care about freaking humanity because you're a human, there can be a deep sense of loss right now. And I think that is very human and very real. And it's super important to acknowledge that and hold space for those feelings. And also at the same time, we have the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is a card of tradition. I think a lot of this sadness is tied to, right, tradition or the systems and structures that are no longer working or serving on a collective level, but also in our personal lives too. So this encourages a moment of change. Now, in the 5 of Cups, we have this figure who is mourning the cups that are spilled over, but there are 2 cups that are standing right up in the back. And that shows us that there are still opportunities for growth. There are still blessings in our life. I think sometimes when we are so consumed with grief or we're in survival mode, which is absolutely understandable, it's really hard to create space to focus on gratitude and joy. And I don't believe in toxic positivity, okay? So I don't think that you need to raise your vibration. I think that is incredibly harmful to bypass spiritually everything that is going on in the world. Whether it is in the collective or something going on in your personal life, like really feeling and working with your shadow side and your deep and dark emotions, that's cathartic, that's healing, it's empowering, and that's actually what builds your own inner power. Um, but I think in this card specifically, there is a little bit of a reminder here that you can try to shift your attention if and when possible. After you've moved through this moment, after you have sat with your grief, maybe focus on creating a gratitude list. Maybe consider what is going right in your life. Look for tiny, small messages and opportunities that feel right. I'll give you a personal example from my life. So, um, one of my writing contracts with Well and Good ended like 2 weeks ago, and I've been writing for them for 4 years, and I felt sad. I felt like, "Oh my gosh, lost." Like, "What is going on?" Um, what am I gonna do? Like, this was like a big source of my income and, you know, I've been doing it for so long. I'm a fixed sign. I like stability. I like the familiar. Um, but I knew that it's the universe's way of pushing me in another direction. And coincidentally, like a week or two before I had opened my books, I was like, this is something I'm feeling called to do. So the timing was literally happened for a reason. You know what I mean? Um, but I was kind of in a space for like a week and a half where I was like living moment to moment. And I was like, what is going on? Like, how am I going to make ends meet? Like, what I'm in this transitional space, right? And so I just started looking for little signs. I went to an Off the Grid, which is like this food truck event, and I saw a red carpet and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to make this feel fabulous. I'm going to make this fun." And just it might sound stupid to some of you, but little things like that are healing. And it can shift our own energy. And in turn, it can shift how we are reacting and engaging with the world around us. Okay. So that is a very detailed explanation of the Five of Cups. So there is some loss, there is some grief, there is some disappointment. However, the Three of Wands is also showing up. The Three of Wands is a card of expansion. Wands is all about doing. And this is someone who is confident, who is looking out on the horizon, who is ready to take a risk. So there is that energy and element here as well. Sometimes when you see the Hierophant as well, there can be this call to get educated, to find a teacher or a mentor. Maybe you are considering learning something new or you want to go out and pursue a new idea, but you need to study up on something. You need to figure out the business basics before you launch a side project, or you need to study up on the TikTok algorithm before you launch your account, whatever it might be. This is a call to find a mentor or learn something new. Okay. The Knight of Wands is such a beautiful sign of passion and creativity. He is, or they are moving at like a very, very quick speed. So we're seeing a lot of momentum, we're seeing a lot of progress, but it can also be done hastily. Okay. So there is just like this little tendency, or an advisory warning, if you will, to try to move, intentionally and maybe a little slower if possible, because this can lead to burning yourself out. Um, or like maybe you get an idea in your head and you're like, oh my God, this is it. I'm running with it. This is what I'm doing. And then you don't really come up with a long term plan and you burn yourself out. So I don't know, just a vibe. But guess what? Everything's going to look up. Okay. The 10 of Cups, I think, is one of the most amazing cards in the deck. It's a card of fulfillment, of emotional fulfillment. You see this family there. They have a house, they have all of these cups, everything under the rainbow that they desire. Um, so I think this really is just an encouragement to say, if you are in a slump, if you're feeling doubt, if you've dealt with a disappointment or a setback, um, hone your gifts, hone your skills, return to the drawing board. We're in retrograde energy, right? This is not the time to have all the answers right now, but really use this time period, because when it clicks, it is going to click. Okay. With the Knight of Wands coming through. And with that momentum, your creative ingenuity, your ideas, when you follow through, when you continue to move forward, if you get knocked down, you get back up again. Having that confidence, that's also comes through when we see the Knight of Wands. It's going to lead you to your happy ending. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the reading. For you are here, 444 Eastern time. Oh my gosh, love it, love it. If anyone else has a question for the tarot, you can just drop like a word or two in the chat and I'll pull a card. Otherwise, I'll pull one more card and bid y'all farewell. And yeah, I'm hoping to do this as consistently as possible, but I work full time and I watch my baby full time, and I'm trying to keep her off the internet. So it has proven difficult when it comes to creating content because my little chick loves the camera. No surprise. I'm a Leo. I birthed her. But yeah, I'm trying to keep her off the internet. So I'm struggling a little bit to stay consistent with these lives and to just create content in general. But I have my daily horoscope podcast that you can tune into, Daily Horoscope for Your Zodiac Sign with Stephanie Campos. I have Patreon, where every week I release a psychic reading, which includes tarot and signs of confirmation. And I pull from another deck, my favorite deck by Caitlin Grania. They are amazing and Espiritista. And it's like a deck that is all about your ancestors connecting with spirit. So it is like fully from source. It's one of my favorite decks to work with. Oh, thank you, silly girl May. Thank you for tuning in. Like, genuinely, it makes me so happy. I love doing the podcasts, and I can't believe I've been doing it for 2 years. So I really appreciate you tuning in. Okay, final card. Magician. Okay. You have everything you need within you. You are a manifestation, a co-creation baddie. Okay. When you look at the magician has every single suit in the deck. Okay. We have swords, wands, pentacles, cups. And this person is literally a magician. So it is all about resourcefulness. It is all about co-creation and the ability to do so, to bring your visions to life. This is one of the most powerful cards in the deck. Anytime I see it, I get tingles, and it just is a sign of confirmation that you are in the right place at the right time. You are on the right path. And whatever like you were thinking about in this moment, or whatever you have been like kind of wavering or waffling back and forth on, take note of that, because when the magician shows up, it is a sign of confirmation. It's a major arcana, which I believe is always a direct link and message from spirit. So, anywho, I am going to go work on the August horoscopes for Cosmopolitan, and hopefully I will see you all so soon. And thank you for being here. Okay, bye.